Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yeah. Not a bad little city in Tennessee, but yeah, not a place I'm looking to live at. But anyway, this I had a couple of things in my mind I wanted to talk to you guys about. First, I wanted to talk to you guys about cryptocurrency and the state of cryptocurrency. I do not believe that cryptocurrency is going to be sustainable for next year. As we looked at this year, cryptocurrency has been on a very large decline and it really hasn't bounced back. I really want to think, I haven't looked into it yet, but since we're here, I guess I'll go and look into cryptocurrency. I actually stopped investing with cryptocurrency, and I'm just going to pretty much give you guys some insight that, could be devastating to your portfolio as well. So if we look at the price of Bitcoin, give me 1 second right here. So the price of Bitcoin is roughly $17,000 per Bitcoin. We understand that Bitcoin at one point in time reached up what over almost up to $60,000. If I'm not mistaken, let me look at this very quickly. Yeah, $64,400 at its peak. And because of the current rate of inflation, a lot of people would like to believe that because America is 31 trillion, $32 trillion in debt, that plays an actual significant role in Bitcoin, in cryptocurrency, in digital currency. But family, I think Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and all has potentially been running this course in that it may never bounce back to the amount that we once invested in. Okay, because outside of cryptocurrency, the only thing that is essentially usable within the whole cryptocurrency market is the security function of cryptocurrencies. Okay, blockchain. If you notice, if you look at companies like IBM, Cisco Systems, to name a couple, you will see that they actually have implemented blockchain technology within their security systems to make their security that more secure using 256-bit encryption, using 512-bit encryption, but using blockchain. Outside of cryptocurrency, here's the important part. We understand that Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency. Next to that is the Ethereum network. But without blockchain, Bitcoin and Ethereum does not exist. So your questions are probably asking, should you still invest in Bitcoin? Could there be possibly another hike that you guys actually make some good investment? Yeah, this is going to be more like a short option trade, a short call, a short put when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Okay. So that's just my quick snippet. Usually I kind of go more in depth about cryptocurrencies. What's going on, Red Wine Entertainment? Nice to see you, sister. I see people popping on and off. I know they're getting their information. They're going to run with it. We're kind of still in the middle of the workday here. I'm here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why I'm here. Don't ask me why. It's actually better than I thought it would be. But nonetheless, when it comes to cryptocurrency, I know a lot of you guys have been commenting me, emailing me on my business email saying, hey, should I still invest in cryptocurrency? So the future of cryptocurrency is very bleak. Okay. It doesn't seem like it's going to get back to 64,000 per Bitcoin. And a lot of people have been doing a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency scams that I think you guys should pretty much for right now stay away from cryptocurrency. Now, again, just to kind of go over it, without blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, doesn't matter what coin you invest in, it's nothing without blockchain technology. So if you go on platforms like WeBull, Robinhood, if you were to invest in cryptocurrencies, I would tell you to invest in blockchain ETFs. I would tell you to invest in blockchain technologies. Outside of that family, me personally, I'm staying away from cryptocurrency. What's going on, Jermaine Anderson? Nice to see you, brother. Because again, right here, family, back in November, back in November of 2021, cryptocurrency was worth $64,000 per coin. Currently today, cryptocurrency is only worth $17,000 roughly. Okay. So we've had a significant swing in cryptocurrency. So a lot of you are trying to safeguard your finances. But here, as any investor would tell you, this is the time in the market where inflation's it up, prices for products and services are up, stocks are down because no one's really investing. For you who has maybe some residual cash laying around, maybe there's some cash that you can actually go out and obtain some stocks and bonds, this is the time for you to buy. Believe it or not, this is the time for you to buy because you're going to get your stocks, you're going to get your bonds at a very discounted price. But don't look for you to make any returns anytime soon. And when I mean anytime soon, family, I'm gonna put a projection out there for you not making any good returns. Not saying that you won't make any returns, not until June of next year. So this is gonna take a while for the economy to bounce back, for legislation to be passed, because a lot of people like to believe, oh, whoever's in office, uh, government has nothing to do with the way the markets are. They absolutely have everything to do the way the markets are. There's a lot of things that government can do to control the markets, right? A lot of these organizations, the Federal Trade Commission, the Consumer Bureau, Federal Reserve, all of these have something to do with the economy, which drives consumers, which drives services, and which also drives products. So there's a lot that can be done that the public don't necessarily publicly know, right? They make these things where you have to go research their websites and newspapers and journals and web, you get what I'm getting at, right? So when it comes to the cryptocurrency, it's just my opinion for you guys to stay away unless you are investing in blockchain. Okay. So next, let's talk about Black Hitler because this is the mantra. This is kind of the picture that the dominant society is trying to depict an imagery of Kanye West as Black Hitler. Now, of course, this is a 1000% falsehood and is very dangerous because now they're trying to make Black people the face of anti Semitism and also uh, leaders or somehow the face of white supremacy. I don't necessarily I don't know how they can do this, but I know how they can do it. Does that make any sense? Probably not. The reason why I'm saying that is because you take one or two people out of an entire race of people, out of 50 million Black Americans, and because of their own personal ideologies, their own personal belief, because we have already set the stage that Black Americans are a monolith, meaning that we all think the same, we all dress the same, we all listen to the same music, we all like the same food, and we know, family, that that is 100% false. But nonetheless, you have someone who's a billionaire, okay, who was a billionaire, and we say because of his status, we say because of his money, we say because of his position and how influential he is, that he has power. Now, if you're powerful, family, that means you having power does not mean that you have a lot of money and vice versa. Simply because you have billions of dollars doesn't make you powerful, right? Yeah, you could probably get a couple of things done with the money, but if your money is predicated upon somebody else's deals or contracts or money themselves, then you're not powerful based upon your money. See, any rich and powerful, or we would like to seem rich and powerful Black people in America, their money are tied into white contracts. Their money are tied into white corporations. And that's why Balenciaga and Adidas and Gap, all these companies can cancel Kanye's West contracts and he goes from 2 billion to being worth 400 million. See, that's not power. That's that your money is tied into corporations that at any bacon call, they can cancel these contracts and you lose $1.6 billion. Now, he may can take these guys to court because of the language in the contract. He may recoup some of his losses, but nonetheless, we can't equate that from having power. Here's another thing. What army does Kanye West the leader of, in charge of? what movement of people outside of entertainers, and entertainers are now washing their hands with Kanye West because it's going to hurt their payday. So when these people on Twitter, YouTube, and all these other social media sites try to paint Kanye West as Black Hitler, or he's part of the third rank, and because his ideology, far right extremism and nationalism, white lies, all these things that are trying to paint him, we're talking about one man in the Black community, right? And then there's been plenty of videos that has coming out with anti-Black Semitism from those communities, right? From the Jewish community. So is every Jewish person anti-Black? No. Is every Black person anti-Semitic? No. But the way how the dominant society can do this is because some Jewish people will label themselves as white. Some Jewish people will label themselves as non-white but ethically Jew. But there's no DNA RNA sequence that if you took DNA from an Anglo-Saxon white person, that will be different than what a Jewish person is, because essentially, when we talk about a Jewish person, we're talking about a religion. We're talking about a belief. And now, out of that belief, out of that religion, come cultural things, right? Cultural things. Because essentially, the way that the world paints the picture of a Jewish person, we would like to believe that all Jewish people are white. But then when you look at Israel and some of the issues they're having with Ethiopians that who claim to be, because I don't know who's Jewish or not Jewish, so don't get me wrong there. They claim to be Jewish. So are Jewish people what America paints a picture to Black people as white people who wear certain garments with curly hair or whatever, or is it because of where you're incessantly from or where your roots stem from? So a lot of us really don't know what makes up a Jewish person. Is this his last name is Goldstein or Goldberg or Epstein, or do you have to have a stain on it for you to be Jewish? Again, a lot of people do not know who is Jewish and who's not Jewish, because the picture of America, Jewish people seem to be, because I don't know again, okay, that's my disclaimer, I do not know, that Jewish people can be right beside an Anglo-Saxon white European and they can say I'm Jewish and they wear the same clothes and we wouldn't even know the difference unless they're wearing their Jewish garments or religious clothing. We wouldn't know. But to say that Kyrie Irving posting a link on Twitter to an Amazon documentary, and Kanye West with his comment that Black people has a hidden agenda or we are somehow anti-Semitic. My question is this then: what hate groups in the Black community goes out and inflict pain and hate and murder and violence upon Jewish people? I'll wait. What group of people does that? Does the new Black Panther Party does that? Uh, do people who derive from the Moorish Science Temple do they do that? Do the Hebrew Israelites do they go out and do that? Do people from the Nation of Islam do they go out and do that? Absolutely not. Here's the thing, family, and maybe one of you guys who are more intelligent than I, because I don't have all the answer. I just have a lot of questions. Who came up with the term anti-Semitic? Because Jewish people, as far as I know, are the only people who have a word, who have a term that simply means the same thing as being anti-Black or being discriminatory or being racist. Okay, again, that's a one-off. I just want to know because I really don't know how they got that term. But here's the thing, family. Majority of Black people, Black Americans, 9 times out of 10, these comments that was made about the Jewish community from Kanye West, we don't even think like that, right? We don't even think about that for most people around the world. Not Asians, not Hispanics, maybe white people every now and again, because that's a long history. but we don't bother ourselves thinking about anti-Semitic comments or statements or acts or anything. That's not even in our community. Growing up, now maybe if you guys are from New York, maybe you guys are from some parts of California, but for majority of Black America that live in all these other places, I don't even recall saying the word Jewish until I was an adult, unless I was doing some sort of assignment or anything like that, because it's just not something that's in our community, right? By doing historical readings and understanding how there were a couple of Jewish people who was in the fight with Dr. Martin Luther King with the civil rights movement and things of that matter. But other than that, we don't really talk about Jewish people. We don't have no hatred for Jewish people. But here's the thing that is the most dangerous. Organizations like the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, right, that I think is headed by Jewish people. I don't necessarily know. But here's the most dangerous thing that comes out of organizations that's like that. When all those white Anglo-Saxon right-wing nationalists in North Carolina, about a couple of hundred of them, was walking through some sort of park or area, or through the streets rather, and they had torches and they was marching down the street and they said, Jews will not replace us. Jews will not replace us. Right? Showing a public demonstration of their disdain, of their dislike, and of their hate of Jewish people. When have Black Americans ever done anything closely or remotely to that? When have we all got together in our groups and we said terms and statements of that matter? When have we done that? When have we done that? We're not those type of people, right? We are still an oppressed people here in America, and we're still fighting for rights. We're still fighting for reparations. We're still fighting for what's owed to us. Quad sees also forced them to individualizing him because they insist on him individualizing them. But what they're doing is, see, family, if we know anything about depiction, if we know anything about imagery, we will understand that images stay with people, right? You might forget somebody's name, you might forget somebody what they're wearing, but when they give you a picture so strongly of Kanye West in the Hitler's uniform, and they had plenty of these pictures on Twitter, that is painting a face that Black people are the new Nazis. Now, you may not believe that. Of course, we know that we're not. But this is how you turn the tides. How can we be the oppressor and the oppressed? Answer that question. How can we be the oppressor and the oppressed? First of all, we don't have enough resources. Second of all, we don't have enough money. Third of all, we don't have any power to oppress anybody. That's the first thing, right? Can we cause physical harm to a couple people? Of course we can. But can other groups, right? Can the dominant society, can the system of white supremacy, can people collaborate together to box us out and deprive us of resources? Well, yeah, that's happening now. Can it get worse for Black people? Of course it can, because we don't control infrastructure, the water, the electricity. We don't have Fortune 500 businesses where we can lay off a group of one ethnic group or another. We don't hold that type of power. See, a lot of times we like to believe that because of basketball players, football players, actors, actresses, engineers, people who have substantial amount of money, we believe that they are powerful. We believe that Oprah, because she is a media mogul, that she wields power. No. You need to look at the board of directors. You need to look at people who's funded these projects. Oprah doesn't have more power than Disney. Oprah doesn't have more power than CBS. Oprah doesn't have more power than NBC and ABC and TMC and FX and Sci-Fi and the Neo, all these different organizations that run these large corporations of mass media. They don't have those things. They're trying to make us the face, but it ain't working because the people have already been called out. But this is what they're gonna do. If you notice in a dominant society, they go with a strategy and they stay with it for quite a while. They're going to use this strategy for till the end of next year and probably early of next year, especially if they can get one more black person who's prominent, who's well known, to say something closely, remotely anti-Semitic, right? Because they try to do that with Dave Chappelle, right? First they had Kanye West. And I was like, oh, Kanye West, he worth $1 billion. He's been anti-Semitic. He's invoking black people to be anti-Semitic. No, you're not. Because black people now in the system of white supremacy don't go around just jumping on random white people. We don't do that, right? If so, just like case in point, Exhibit A. Joe Biden signed the anti-Asian hate crime bill because there was a rise in violence in the Asian community, right? We're not going to get on how we deserve one 400 or 500 years ago. We're not going to get on that. We already know, family. But he signed this bill, and all of a sudden, we started seeing people in pink shirts and pink hoodies that was not even black Americans supposedly attacking Asian Americans. From what I've seen, the videos that I've seen, it was around 3 or 4 people, and then all of a sudden it went away. All of a sudden it just went away. Like all the Asian hate that black people was invoking on Asian people just kind of went away. But what's funny is all the hate, all the violent acts initially were from white people. They had videos of white people destroying stores, jumping on Asian people. Then all of a sudden it turned black. So the most oppressed people are now. Family, we have to be smarter than this because what they're banking on is to convince a good portion of black people that we can be racist. I was with a group of people and they were trying to explain to me how black people can be racist. I said, no, we can be prejudiced, but we cannot be racist. No, we can be racist because, man, my uncle. Listen, that's a prejudice. How can your uncle affect any other large groups of people systematically? How can you do that? Oh, you talking about like that? Well, understand what racist and racism is. Okay, we see JD Foreman. Did you catch Jeremy Lime movie 38? No, I did not catch that. No, I did not catch that. But nonetheless, family, we have to understand with being a racist and being prejudiced really is. Now, with them putting Kanye West in a Nazi uniform, is that racist? Is that defamation of character? Right? See, if you notice, family, those with the most influence and power can flood media. They can flood newspapers and websites and TV shows and news shows. And they will reverberate and repeat over and over again until the people accept what the news agencies are saying. Kanye West is anti Semitic. Kanye West is a Jew hater. Kanye West is Black Hitler. Now, there's a large group of black people in our community that believes what Kanye West is saying because maybe they've experienced some things, maybe they have some encounters, maybe it explains and answers a lot of their questions. I simply don't know. Here's my thing, family. I don't live in Hollywood. I don't necessarily know what goes on in Hollywood. We know that there's a lot of supposedly, allegedly demonic things that occur in Hollywood. People talking about sacrifices, the reason to obtain and keep your wealth. I know my wife and I, we talked about how people in Hollywood, in order for them to stay young outside of plastic surgery, is that they recycle their blood. They go to like the Netherlands or Sweden, where they get their blood recycled and cleansed, and that's how they can live a lot longer than everybody else. There's all these things that supposedly occurs in Hollywood, and I'm not saying they don't. Family, it's just that I don't know. Like I'm minding my black business and doing my black business. I'm minding my black business and doing my black business. Like I don't have time to worry about all these other people, what they're doing or what they're not doing or supposedly doing. And then the only thing that you hear that people will support Kyrie, people will support Kanye, people will support Dave Chappelle. Um, these people are worth hundreds and millions of dollars. And they will be affected, but they will be 100 times better off than the people who supposedly are taking up for them, who are quote unquote defending them. See, my thing is when we defend something, it should be for the collective. Or if we are speaking about these people, just like this video, having some understanding what's going on and how to call it out. Because again, we don't want actions of a few to affect the many, and that's what's very important, right? I'm not trying to defend Kanye West, please. I'm not trying to defend Kyrie Irving, even though that's just a no-brainer that was nowhere near anti-Semitic or anti-anything, really posting the link. But I'm not trying to defend him. I'm not trying to defend Dave Chappelle. These people are mega moguls with multi-$100 million in their bank account. They don't need nobody to defend them. If they want to hurt the bad, they can hurt the bad, but they have enough money to sustain their life for the rest of their days. Let's see here. Give me some seconds here. I'm trying to pop your comments back up. Let me see here. Um, Dink says, like, because your title says crypto, so I think that 16K is a flaw. Bitcoin is going to 1 million. Big bro, keep up the good work. Armageddon have made us the face of everything. That is very important. Yeah, I talked about cryptocurrency earlier. You can just kind of rewind it. And like I said, I told people essentially to stay away from cryptocurrency for a while. That you should really be, if you're going to invest within the cryptocurrency space, you should be investing in blockchain technology for now. I'm not saying that cryptocurrency or Bitcoin and Ethereum and all those won't go back up, but it looks very dire for the cryptocurrency market right now. A lot of dangerous scams and fraudulent things are occurring with cryptocurrency, but I digress. It's very important, family, that you don't defend entertainers, right? They live in a different world than you and I, but understand the picture that's being painted when they use a black person, right? Because on one hand, the initial story that came out is that Kanye West is anti-Semitic, Jewish hate speech, and all these other things. Then a report came out, and I don't know the name of that report, and I forgot the reporter, but I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. I know Jason Black had on his broadcast, but basically the reporter was stating how anti-Semitism lives in the black community, right? So anything closely related to that, guess what it's saying? That black people are anti-Semitic. Uh, Most black people don't know what anti-Semitic means. Family, do me a favor. You know who to ask. Go up to one of your uncles, go up to one of your aunts, and ask them what anti-Semitic means. They're not gonna know what it means. They're not gonna know what it means, family. Oh gosh. Ray One says blockchain is the best investment, even if Bitcoin rises, decentralized and be your own bank. Absolutely. I bought a Lynn movie because of the anti-Asian hate segment in a 38-minute movie. Okay. One last, you probably spoke on the Deion Sanders thing. What you think? His decision to leave Jackson State, good or bad? Good. Good for Deion. Good for Deion, bad for nobody else. Okay, fam. Let me just kind of cap off this. First of all, black people. I'm gonna speak for our race. 99.9% of us are nowhere near anti-hate of any group or people. Okay, we don't even have hate for the system of white supremacy and who they produce. But nonetheless, we don't have 99.9% of us do not have anti-Semitism in our bodies or in our brain housing group. Okay, in our thought process, we don't go around thinking about hating Jewish people for what? Oh, they own Hollywood. Okay, we still watching movies. stupid, right? It's stupid. Okay, it's stupid because we still watch movies. We hate. No, we don't have anti-Semitism within even our vocabulary. Like I said, ask a family member, and they'll let you know they don't even know what that means. The only people who quote unquote who knows what anti-Semitism means are those people who listen to the black media, those people who are quote unquote woke. Shout out goes out to Ron DeSantis, your little racist ass. But anyway, I digress. Let me get off that. Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders made the right decision for Deion Sanders. And whatever he did at Jackson State, okay, as far as the culture, building a football team, teaching them guys how to win, however he motivated them, put that team together. Let me tell you what he did for Jackson State first. First of all, out of 3 years, Jackson State won two SWAT championships. Two out of 3 years. Now, he would only have to win one championship, and he's a phenomenal coach. Okay, he's a phenomenal coach. But here's the thing. Out of 3 years, you win two championships. It's time to move on, especially when somebody produces a $5 million bag every year to you. Because I don't know if you guys are aware, these coaches in Alabama and Florida and LSU and Auburn and all these Division One schools, these guys are getting $8 million to $15 million a year for coaching college football. Now, we always trying to make someone the black leader of whatever segment they involve themselves in. Deion Sanders is not a black leader because he won two SWAT championship at Jackson State. No, he wanted to be a football coach. He was a football coach, I think, on a lower league or some local stuff. He did okay. I don't even think he did that well. But just having Deion Sanders at your school brought a lot of attention to that school. They recruited really well. They put some things together and they won two championships. Why do we think? Why are we trying to make everybody the great black hope? That I will love that people of Deion Sanders caliber become head coaches of other HBCUs to bring in revenue. But it's the school's responsibility to capitalize off having Deion Sanders at their school. Case in point, at that time they couldn't increase ticket prices. Somebody said, "Oh well, people in that neighborhood don't make that much money." They probably still would have went to the game. See, here's the thing about us, family. We will find money to buy Yeezys. We'll spend $500-800 to buy Jordans, Yeezy, Balenciaga, Gucci. We'll find the money. But as soon as somebody says, "Oh, we're gonna go up for $15 a ticket to $20 a ticket," oh, why y'all raising the prices? It's so damn expensive. We can't afford this. I'm looking at you. You look like a whole $1,000. You look like a whole $1,000. And that's the thing that they did not do. They did not capitalize off the star power of Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders had these shirts made, right? I am swag. And he'd be in there dancing and he'd do his thing, bring his swag, got his own chair, got his own golf cart sitting on 20. Just doing some real black man shit, right? Having a great time, winning. All the time he's winning, right? They could have, the only thing they had to do was take I am swag, put it on some Jackson State shirts, and people would have bought it because Deion Sanders made it cool, right? Why do you think these large organizations get Chris Paul, LeBron, Stephen Curry to model and show off their products? Because they know that young people, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, gonna go buy their jerseys, gonna go buy all of these gear, go buy the new Kyries, go buy the new whatever, because these people are marketing and advertising these products. So why didn't Jackson State use Deion Sanders' star power in order to do so? See, you had a perfect advertiser with Deion Sanders, and you didn't capitalize off of that. Now we think that Deion Sanders is supposed to be the great black hope of HBCU football. No, it's kind of like, right? Let's say, for instance, you're working for Kellogg's, right? You're working for Kellogg's. You're making $100,000 a year. You created some process, a new logo, and Kellogg capitalized off, 10 million off the logo you created. So Nabisco notice your work and they say, hey, how much is Kellogg's paying you? 100,000. We're willing to give you $800,000 to come work for us. Would you go jump and work for the? Oh, it's much bigger than that, brother. Because this is about HBCUs and this is about Black Pride and this is no, it's about the money. I told you guys. Even though I've turned this channel a little more political than I wanted to be, but I realized everything revolves around money, family. Everything revolves around money, right? And here's another thing that people are not essentially mentioning about Deion Sanders. When he was interviewed and they asked him, would you leave Jackson State? He said yes. Basically, he told them, I'm not going to miss out on an opportunity to make more money, right? He loves what he's doing. And here's another aspect, family. He built up that football program. It is up to the school to bring somebody in to keep that saga, right? To keep that momentum going. He's going to a team who's 1-11. Let me tell you what's going to happen. If Deion Sanders can win 5 or 6 games the first year, go to a bowl game the second year, look out for the third year of NFL teams trying to recruit Deion Sanders. Now, he said that he never wants to work for the NFL, but family, if they offer Deion Sanders some ungodly amount of money, the brother may go coach NFL football. He just don't like the politics of NFL football, but he's going to soon understand on Division I level, there's a lot more politics than he can probably essentially account for right now, being in the SWAC. Okay, so when it comes to Deion Sanders' situation, how do I feel about that? The brother made money moves. Okay, the brother made money moves. He was using his own money. This is what people don't talk about. Deion Sanders was using his own money to buy water for the football team because we know in Jackson, that part of Mississippi, Jackson doesn't have potable drinking water, right? He doesn't. They don't have potable drinking water. Now, some people are like, well, he rich, he should be doing that. No, he shouldn't. They hired Deion Sanders as a football coach, not as the director of public works, not the president of the water filtration facility. They hired him as a football coach. Because I tell you this, some of you working your corporate job, some of you are working your private businesses, and someone asks you, hey, can you go ahead and write up those reports? And what's the first thing that come to your mind? That ain't my damn job. I ain't doing that. Well, unfortunately, Bob, I don't have the right numbers. I don't have the right reports in front of me because I don't have access. That's really not in my line of duty to do so. But I'll get with Karen and I'll let her know. I'll forward that to her. Hell no. You doing that? That's the thing I'm talking about, family. We're expecting too much out of the people that we've prompted up, right? We've prompted up. See, the light that you see Deion Sanders in, you put him in that light. He didn't put himself in that light. He can go in and say, all I do is win, win, no matter what. But people who are not on the same level and status as someone, we prompt people up because of their body of work. Take, for instance, Kevin Hart, right? Some people believe that Kevin Hart isn't funny. A lot of people believe Kevin Hart is funny, right? Enough people believe Kevin Hart is funny, and that's why he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars because people have prompted him up. See, people can prompt you up or they can destroy you. And this goes back to Black Hitler, where they show Kanye West in a Hitler uniform because they know the imagery of you seeing that. You want to distance yourself, but at the same time, making you the trope of anti Semitism. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Okay. Red Wine says it's like they made up a word and expect us to go by it. Right. And we have been. Jay the Informant, so you're right. We should find the money. Jay the Informant, don't forget, he had Walmart redevelop their practice field and donate equipment. Absolutely. Absolutely. The only thing I would say to Deion Sanders, hey, brother, respect what you did. Great job building up Jackson State football team. Do you have any other NFL star players that you could, talk to become coaches in other HBCU arenas, right? Again, there's only one Deion Sanders, but there's probably other people with a little bit of swag that can bring attention to these other HBCUs and convince other large billionaire corporations to donate fields and upgrade equipment and trick out the locker rooms and things of that manner, right? These are things that we could do, but we shouldn't really expect it. Because even though Deion Sanders went down to Jackson State, he's still up there, as we would like to say, part of the Hollywood entourage, you know. But in hindsight, family, what Deion Sanders did, his body of work is remarkable. Remarkable. Like he could have totally failed. He went into Jackson State and in 3 years made them a two-time championship team. You can't argue with that. You don't have to like Deion Sanders. You don't have to like that he's leaving for the bag. You don't have to like none of that, but you have to respect his body of work, right? It's kind of like LeBron James. Oh, who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Guinness with the Buccaneers, not the Buccaneers, the Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks. Who's better, him or LeBron? Who cares? Look at their body of work. Antetokounmpo has one championship. LeBron has four championships. By the time Antetokounmpo finished basketball, he may have just as many as LeBron. LeBron been to 9 championships. That's his body of work. But we always trying to compare him to Michael Jordan, Stephen Curry, Guinness, all these other people. But again, regardless if you like these people or not, you can still, right, respect their body of work. All right. Do you guys got any questions? Why I'm here? We talked about cryptocurrency. We talked about Black Hitler. We talked about Deion Sanders. What's else on you guys' mind? Well, I still got a little bit of time here. Oh, I left my water all the way over there. Give me 1 second. What you guys got for me? Now, going back to money, we talked about AMC last week, right? AMC, as far as I know, is going to be in dealings or is in dealings with Disney. I just saw somebody note pop up here. Give me a second here. Sam Bankman Fried, not in jail. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. I don't know what they're talking about. Jaden Foreman said, I think I mentioned this already, but the guy that sunk his cryptocurrency ship will be testifying in front of Congress Financial Committee on the 14th, I believe. Oh, yeah. The FTX guy. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank here. I apologize. I probably know, but I'm drawing a blank. Now, what I have been doing, family, which if you guys have been watching me for quite some time, I've used to give out a lot of business information, and now my wife and I were embarking on our new chapter coming this next year. We're going to try to make some really good moves, and I was telling my wife, nah, he's still not in jail. Okay. Thanks, Red Wine. Um, how you can buy a car under your LLC and write up to, I believe, $25,000 off from it. If you write it under your LLC, but the vehicle must weigh over 6,000 pounds in order for you to write off that $25,000 plus. Okay. Cheyenne went under billionaire on Sam Bankman Fried. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I haven't read any updates on dealing with that. But anyway, uh, the next time you guys go out and buy a vehicle, lease a vehicle, if you already have an LLC set up, it's very possible to use your business credit, or like I have, a business credit card, and put that under the business. And if it's over 6,000 pounds, you can write up, I believe up to $25,000. And even if the vehicle isn't over 6,000 pounds, there is some sort of like algorithm that you can write off a certain amount of money. So look into doing that, right? And here's my philosophy. I know a lot of people in our community, they want to own. But owning a vehicle and leasing a vehicle are two separate types of things, right? Because all my vehicles for the past 6 years have been leased, right? I think the last car I bought was in 2015, and I paid it off. Thank God I haven't really had any issues out of it. But people always want new vehicles, right? And leasing a vehicle uh, has some benefits to it because you're not going to pay the same amount of money if you were to buy it. You're paying a very discounted amount. There's a money factor that's involved with that. Okay, there's a money factor. Like take for instance the car that I drive now. If I were to buy that vehicle, my payments would probably be around $1,500 to $1,800. Okay, my payments now are roughly $1,000. Okay, so when you lease vehicles, you pay a small portion of the sticker price. And here's the thing, my money is going directly to the maker of that vehicle, right? Because you're leasing it, meaning you have really good credit. And this is a possibility for a lot of you guys to drive some vehicles that you probably always wanted to drive. That's why a lot of these people can go around here in Lambos and Bentleys and stuff. They're paying only a portion of what they would pay if they try to buy the vehicle. So look into leasing a vehicle. Also look into leasing and buying a vehicle under your LLC. Okay, using your business credit line. Also, maybe even using a business credit card. That way, you can ensure that you can write off up to $25,000 or more, depending on the weight of that vehicle. Okay, so hopefully that's good information. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of information online that you guys can kind of pull from and do that as well. What else was I looking at here? And oh yeah, I was writing down a list of vehicles that's over 6,000 pounds. This may interest some of you, but some of you are like, nah, I don't even want no vehicle like that. So let me just name some of these vehicles: Cadillac Escalade, Chevrolet Silverado, Chevrolet Suburban, Dodge Durango. Do people still drive Dodges? Anyway, Dodge Grand Caravan, excuse me, Ford Expedition, Ford Explorer, Ford F-150, GM Sierra, GMC Yukon, people drive those, Jeep Grand Cherokee, Land Rover, Range Rover, a Land Rover Discovery, a Lincoln Navigator, Mercedes-Benz G550, and the Toyota 4Runner. So from from the GMC down, I see a lot of people still driving those vehicles. I know a lot of people still want those beat up internally Range Rovers. Family, listen, everybody knows if you buy a Range Rover, you're gonna have to buy two because one's gonna stay in the shop. So just be cognizant of a Range Rover. I don't even think it's worth it. What else is important? I give you one more business tip. Let me give you one more business tip before I get out of here. I'll give you one more business tip. Okay. So a lot of times people are trying to find credit, business credit, in order to fund a venture, in order to acquire products and services. And you need to build your business credit so you can get a larger line of credit. A quick trick is to use a portion of your monthly paycheck that you get from your employer, right? Let's say you work for Merrill and Lynch. Let's say you work for Merrill and Lynch, Raymond Jones, right? Whatever. You work for whatever organization you work for. And you taking a portion of your paycheck and you deposit that every month into your business checking account, right? Um, Business checkings account, you can do a Google search. Some of them may cost you a little bit a month. Some of them are free. Some of them require you to have a certain limit within there. But you continue to deposit that each and every month. What it's going to show to Dun and Bradstreet and also Experian is that you're having business transactions of money going into your account. And that will start to build your business credit. And then what you can do is you can go online and look what they call for a nav boost. Okay, let me look at this very quickly so I can tell you the website. It's called a nav boost, and this is going to have to help you build your business credit even faster than that. And right now, if you go to www.nav.com, it says the business boost is $50 a month for the basic, and that's going to help to boost your business credit faster. Because I know a lot of people, oh man, I got $1 million line of business credit. What are you doing with it? Right. Okay. Because me, I got, you can even ask my wife, I got hundreds of thousands of not business credit, but regular credit. But of course, I'm not doing nothing with that. I'm just trying to keep my credit score high. Um, let's see here. I'm just going to read this very quickly. Um, it says actionable cash flow insights help you make smarter decisions. The NAV boost, cash flow, revenue, and spending charts to track your business performance, insight on how your business data aligns, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go to nav.com and look up the business boost, okay? They have a business basic, but I'm going to tell you what the business boost does. It says full business and personal credit reports, actionable cash flow insight and alerts, one on ones with credit and lending specialists, identify restoration services, $1 million identified debt protection, lost wallet replacement, blah, blah, blah. But you can go and look at that. But this is how you essentially start building that business credit. Okay, very quickly. Again, take a portion of your direct deposit, put it in a business checking account, right? And make sure your checking account reports to Dun and Bradstreet. You can go in here and start researching that, and then you want to start buying products out of that business account. You want to start buying products, whatever it may be. You need tiles for the business. Listen, listen, family. You can just buy regular old shit that you need for your house, but you're gonna buy under the business checking account. And you're gonna have money being deposited from your regular employment paycheck each and every month. They're gonna see money go in, they're gonna see money go out. And it even help if you use your business credit card. And after a while, you go through the steps of you'll see on nav.com and other, and that's going to be reported to Dun and Bradstreet, and your business credit is going. Yeah, you need towels for the business. Yup, people take showers at the business. You need body wash. People brush your teeth. You need toothbrushes. You know what I'm saying? So these are ways that we can actually start building business credit, and that way you're not using personal credit when you're trying to go out and buy a business or lease a business or buy some property or buy some land or you buying a airplane. I don't know. You're buying a Winnebago. You buying a party bus, right? You want to buy a car to do Uber. Uh, like my wife, she does real estate on the side, right? So when she's driving to go see a client, she's going to use that business credit card to fill up her tank, right? Because that's a business transaction, right? Right now, she is doing it out of her personal bank account. Like, nah, that's a business transaction because under her LLC, so on and so forth. But we're getting some things in motion, and hopefully, I gave you guys a couple of nuggets to get yourself on board for the new year. Okay, I don't care about that. But nonetheless, let me read some of your notes here. I saw some. I saw you guys say something. Let me see here. Let's see here. He said, Hoopty, how can a company with pretty good books like Tesla go down in stock price? Oh, simple. People start buying Teslas. Like Apple. Apple is probably one of the richest countries with the largest cash flow reserves, but their stock fluctuate. Don't forget, the stock market is like an EKG. It's like a heartbeat. Boop, 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 boop. And however the markets are performing is based upon consumers. Don't forget the stock market is based upon consumers. What you buy, what you don't buy, what services you use, what services you don't use. Those are the things that we have to look at, family. The stock market is consumer based. If everybody stopped buying things, majority of the stock market will go down. Think about stocks. then think about how it's based on you buying something. Think about AMC, right? If people stop going to AMC, then people who invest in AMC are not going to see the value. Like people not even going to AMC. People are not even watching AMC. So why would I continue to buy AMC? Boop. So the volume of stocks go up, making it more worthless than what it is. Don't forget, rare things cost more. So the less you have of something makes the price go up. The more you have of something, the price goes down, right? This is very easy. Supply and demand. If you have a larger supply, prices are low. If you have a lower supply, prices are high. Basic, all right? Simple shit. But anyway, family, thanks for chopping up with me here for an hour here or so. For you guys who are just joining in, we talked about cryptocurrency, the state of cryptocurrency, and what you should do with that. Black Hitler, Deion Sanders, and some little business tips. Okay, so you guys have a great and wonderful day. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.